edges would be softer. The time would blur the sharpness of your name. I've rearranged the books and moved the pictures, but the emptiness is hanging in the frame. They say the heart is like a piece of porcelain, that you can glue the pieces back in line. But there's a web of cracks across the surface, and I'm still leaking out the taste of wine. I'm walking straight, I'm breathing in, I'm wearing a brand new layer of skin. But underneath the how have you been, I'm still where you left me. I'm still broken, I'm still torn, like a summer dress in a winter storm. I've tried the healing and I've tried the light, but I'm still losing every single fight. They told me let go, they told me be free, but the wreckage is the only part of me that feels like home, that feels like us. I'm still broken, turning into dust. I saw you in a stranger's face at dinner, a half second where the world felt right again, and then the light shifted and the ghost grew thinner, and I was back to being just a friend. I've got 1,000 ways to say I'm moving on. I've got a script for every person that I meet, but I'm still waiting for your headlights on the lawn and the sound of your boots dragging on the street. You can't fix a glass once it's hit the floor. You can't unsay the words I don't love you anymore. So I live in the shards and I bleed in the quiet, searching for peace in a one-man riot. Yeah, I'm still broken, I'm still torn, like a summer dress in a winter storm. I've tried the healing and I've tried the light, but I'm still losing every single fight. They told me let go, they told me be free, but the wreckage is the only part of me that feels like home, that feels like us. I'm still broken, still broken. No matter how many years I've spoken, no matter how many doors I've opened, the lock is gone, the house is open, and I'm still broken. Stop checking the driveway when the sun goes down, and I finally cleared your shoes from the bottom of the stairs. I started visiting the brighter parts of town, trying to breathe in something other than despair. The neighbors think I finally turned a corner. They see me smiling at the grocery store, but I'm just a well-disguised and quiet mourner, keeping a secret behind my ribs locked door. Because the better is just a clever lie, a coat of paint on a house that's gone dry. I can tell the world that I've said my goodbye, but the math is still coming up short. I'm still missing the way that you breathed in your sleep. I'm still missing the secrets I promised to keep. I filled up the space, I've reorganized the years, but I haven't found a way to reorganize the tears. They say I'm recovered, they say I've moved on, but I'm still reaching for you in the gray of the dawn. In the middle of the crowd, in the middle of the kissing, I'm still missing, I'm still missing. I bought a new table that only has 2 chairs, but I still find myself sitting right in the cracks. I've handled the business and the daily affairs, but I can't handle the way the silence attacks. I saw a movie that I knew you'd hate, and I turned to the side to see your arrow, but the air was just empty, a cruel twist of fate that left a new crater in the center of my soul. It's not a constant scream, it's a low-level hum. It's the phantom vibration where a heart should be from. I'm fine on the surface, I'm good in the light, but I'm still losing the war in the middle of the night. You breathe in your sleep. I'm still missing the secrets I promised to keep. I filled up the space, I've reorganized the years, but I haven't found a way to reorganize the tears. They say I'm recovered, they say I've moved on, but I'm still reaching for you in the gray of the dawn. In the middle of the crowd, in the middle of the kissing, I'm still missing, I'm still missing. January 2026, and the calendar is full of things to do, but every single box I check is just another way of not finding you. Still missing, still missing. I'm looking at the photograph we took in New Year's light, when we promised that we'd never let the darkness win the fight. Now There's a jagged line running right through both our smiles, like a map of all the damage done across 1,000 miles. I try to tape the edges back, I try to smooth the seams, but the glue is made of promises and half-forgotten dreams. Every touch is like a static shot, every word a blade, watching all the colors of a vibrant history start to fade. Now we're torn apart like a letter left out in the rain, just two separate halves of a singular, lingering pain. I got your heart in my pocket, you've got mine in your hand, but we're standing on the ruins of a life that we had planned. It's a slow and steady unraveling, a rip that's gone too deep, a secret that our broken hearts can no longer afford to keep. I'm packing up the kitchen, dividing all the plates, choosing who gets the memories and who gets the mistakes. Your laughter used to fill the vents, it used to warm the floor. Now it's just a draft that's blowing through the open door. We're two ends of a tether that finally snapped in two, and I don't know who I am if I'm not half of me and you. They say that time is a seamstress, she can stitch up any wound, but I'm still waiting for the thread to reach the afternoon. I'm a ghost inside a hallway, I'm a scrolled out name, a wildfire that forgot how to handle its own flame. Now we're torn apart like a letter left out in the rain, just two separate halves of a singular, lingering pain. I've got your heart in my pocket, you've got mine in your hand, but we're standing on the ruins of the life that we had planned. It's a slow and steady unraveling, a rip that's gone too deep, a secret that our broken hearts can no longer afford to keep. Just a tear in the fabric, just a break in the glass, watching everything we were become the shadows of the past, torn apart.
Music stops abruptly like spring breaking.
Tracing the lines of a photograph blurred at the edge, trying to the light caught your hair. You were leaning your back against the rusted garden hedge, laughing at something that hung in the humid air. If I'd known the clock was winding down to the bone, I wouldn't have checked my phone or looked away. I'd have etched every second in a heart made of stone to keep that moment from turning to gray. Now I'm haunted by the ghost of our last memory, the final frame of the movie of you and me. Was it the way you turned? Was it the wave of your hand? Or the see you later that I didn't understand? I'm digging through the ashes for a spark or a sign of the very last second that you were still mine. It's all I have left and it's slipping away too, the fading silver image of the last of you. Keep replaying the sound of the door as it shut. Was it heavy and certain or soft like a sigh? It's a jagged little blade that keeps making a cut in the part of my brain where I store our goodbye. I try to freeze the frame where you're looking back before the screen flickers and the world fades to black, but the details are bleeding like ink in the rain. And I'm losing the features that soften the pain. They say the mind forgets the things it can't bear, but I'm fighting the mercy, I'm gasping for air. I don't want the peace if it means I forget the shape of your shadow or the scent of your sweat. 'Cause I'm haunted by the ghost of our last memory, the final frame of the movie of you and me. Was it the way you turned? Was it the wave of your hand? Or the see you later that I didn't understand? I'm digging through the ashes for a spark or a sign of the very last second that you were still mine. It's all I have left and it's slipping away too, the fading silver image of the last of you. Don't fade yet, stay just a little bit longer. Let the colors stay bright, let the vision stay stronger. But the lights are going down in the room, and your face is just a blur in the gloom. The last memory is the only thing I keep. Now I close my eyes and try to go to sleep. No slamming doors at 2 a.m. No jagged words to break the stem of the life we grew in this quiet house. Just the sound of the wind and a shifting blouse. You didn't scream, you didn't cry, you didn't even say a real goodbye. You just set your key on the wooden shelf and took the part of me that was yourself. I was waiting for a storm to break the sky, something loud to match this why. But you moved like a feather in a silent room, leaving me here in this hollow gloom. You left me softly like the snow on the glass, watching the seasons in the memories pass. No thunder, no lightning, no sudden roar, just the click of the latch on the front hallway door. It hurts much worse than a violin end to watch you dissolve like a ghost, my friend. I was ready for war, but the silence is lonely. You left me softly, and you were my only. The bed is still made, the sheets are still smooth. There's nothing left here for me to disprove. You packed your books and you took your light, but you left the lamp burning for me tonight. It's a kindness that feels like a blade in my chest, a gentle departure, a permanent rest. I wish you had broken a plate or a heart, instead of just drifting and falling apart. If you had burned the house to the ground, at least I'd have fire, at least I'd have sound. But the air is so still, it's hard to breathe. Why was it so easy for you to leave? You slipped through my fingers like water, like sand, without even a tremble in your steady hand. You left me softly like the snow on the glass, watching the seasons and the memories pass. No thunder, no lightning, no sudden roar, just the click of the latch on the front hallway door. It hurts much worse than a violin end to watch you dissolve like a ghost, my friend. I was ready for war, but the silence is lonely. You left me softly, and you were my only. Just the terrifying calm of your empty space, a whisper of velvet, a breath on the air. I turn around, you aren't there. You left me softly, so softly. You packed the car while I was at the store. No frantic, no dent inside the door. Just a vacuum where your laughter used to be, and a 2026 when he's staring back at me. I checked the call log, searched the empty hall, waiting for a reason or a curtain call. But you vanished like a vapor in the wind, without a map of where the ending should begin. The wire's like a fever in my brain, a rented pulse of unanswered pain. I'm were tracing every step and every breath, searching for the moment of our quiet death. And you left me wondering, you left me in the dark, with a hollow chest and a dying spark. Did I hold too tight or did I let go? Was it something I said or something I didn't know? The silence is a question that never finds an end, a jagged road that refuses to bend. I'm haunted by the ghost of a missing because, wondering who I am and who you thought I was. I look at the coffee cup still sitting on the tray from the Tuesday morning when you walked away. Were you unhappy for a month or for a year? Did you feel the walls start to close in near? I'm dissecting every dinner, every glance, trying to find the ghost of a second chance. But your exit was a masterpiece of none, a total eclipse where there used to be a sun. Give me a fight, give me a scream, give me a nightmare to end the dream. Just don't leave me here with this empty space and the terrifying mask of a missing face that I know is the heaviest thing to hold. And you left me wondering, you left me in the dark, with a hollow chest and a dying spark. Did I hold too tight or did I let go? Was it something I said or something I didn't know? The silence is a question that never finds an end, a jagged road that refuses to bend. I'm haunted by the ghost of a missing because, wondering who I am and who you thought I was. Is it me? Is it you? Is there something I was supposed to do? I'm staring at the driveway, I'm staring at the phone, wondering why I'm suddenly so alone. I'm still wondering, I'm still wondering. I used to be a valley, steady and still, with a quiet mind and a settled will. I could sit with the silence and call it a friend, before I knew how a heartbeat could bend. But you moved in like a restless wind and redefine where my borders begin. You taught me to wait with a jump in my chest, and now I've forgotten the secret of rest. It wasn't just love that you packed in your bags. You left my composure in tatters and rags. The 2026 winter is starting to bite, but the real cold is keeping me up every night. Because you took my peace when you walked out the door. I don't know how to be calm anymore. Every shadow is a question, every sound is a ghost. I'm a shipwrecked sailor on a jagged coast. You took the okay and you took the alright and left me with the war. I don't know how to fight. I'm a nervous rhythm, a jagged release. Oh, you took my peace. Now my hands have a tremor they never had before, and I'm always checking the lock on the door. I'm searching the crowd for a face I won't find, while the gears are all grinding inside of my mind. I used to sleep through the sound of the rain. Now every droplet is a pulse of the pain. You didn't just break me, you made me afraid of the very same silence in which I once stayed. Give it back, the stillness in the air. Give it back, the strength to not care. I'm a live wire, sparking in a flooded room, watching the flowers forget how to bloom. I'm exhausted from the noise in my head, where your I love you is all that is said. Yeah, because you took my peace when you walked out the door. I don't know how to be calm anymore. Every shadow is a question, every sound is a ghost. I'm a shipwrecked sailor on a jagged coast. You took the okay and you took the alright and left me with the war. I don't know how to fight. I'm a nervous rhythm, a jagged release. Oh, you took my peace. I'm just a cage with a bird that won't fly. I'm just a storm in an empty sky. The world is so loud and I can't make it cease. You took it all. You took my peace.
I was braced for the impact, I was ready for the crash. I thought we'd go down in a mountain of ash. I expected the screaming, the tears and the plea, a desperate struggle to stay with me. but you packed up your life in a neat little row, like you'd been practicing the right way to go. No shaking hands, no crack in your voice, just the quiet resolve of a well-balanced choice. I had my heart in a defensive knot, ready to give it everything I got. But you didn't fight and you didn't stall. You didn't seem to mind the distance at all. You walked away easy, you walked away light, like you weren't leaving, a ghost in the night. No heavy footsteps, no backward glance, to see if there's a flicker of a second chance. I'm standing in the wreckage, paralyzed and blue, while the pavement feels like velvet under you. It's the hardest part of this tragedy, that you walked away easy while it's killing me. The door didn't slam, it just clicked in the frame, as if you'd already forgotten my name. You didn't leave a mess or a hole in the wall, you just left a silence that's 10 stories tall. I watched from the window as you hit the street, with the steady rhythm in the soles of your feet. In the 2026 January air, you looked like a person without a single care. Was I that heavy? Was I such a weight that you feel this relief to be exiting the gate? I'm drowning in the why and the how could it be, while you're finally breathing, finally free. You made it look like a walk in the park, to leave me behind in the cold and the dark. You walked away easy, you walked away light, like you weren't leaving, a ghost in the night. No heavy footsteps, no backward glance, to see if there's a flicker of a second chance. I'm standing in the wreckage, paralyzed and blue, while the pavement feels like velvet under you. It's the hardest part of this tragedy, that you walked away easy while it's killing me. Not a tear in your eye, not a catch in your breath, just a casual goodbye that feels like a death. You're already gone, you're already free. God, you walked away easy. I still catch myself reaching for your hand, and
in the quiet spaces where we used to stand. The coffee's getting cold on your side of the bed, and I'm drowning in the things we never said. I saw a ghost of us in the hallway light, just a shadow of a girl and a boy tonight. Now the silence is a weight I can't quite lift, and the memory of you is a cruel, cruel gift. 'Cause you were the rhythm, you were the light, the only thing that made the world feel right. You were the anchor in every storm, the only place that ever felt warm. Now I'm just a heart that's lost its beat, walking down a lonely one-way street. It's a long way down from where we used to dance. You were everything once, now I'm just a ghost of a chance. Scrub your sand from the wooden floor, but I find a piece of you behind every door. A handwritten note, a photograph torn, the heavy gray weight of a love that's outworn. They say that time is a healer, a friend, but I'm just counting seconds till the world might end. How do I unlearn the way you breathe? How do I survive when you're the air I need? We built a kingdom on shifting sand, I watched it crumble through the palm of my hand. You're a beautiful song I can't sing anymore, a closed chapter, a locked up door. You're the forever that turned into never, the always that I couldn't keep together. The only thing that made the world feel right. You were the anchor in every storm, the only place that ever felt warm. Now I'm just a heart that's lost its beat, walking down a lonely one-way street. It's a long way down from where we used to dance. You were everything once, now I'm just a ghost of a chance. Everything was. You were the sun in my sky. Everything was. Now you're just a blur in my eye. I'm letting go, but I don't know how. You were my everything, but you're nothing to me now. Just a memory. Everything once. We were a book that stopped mid-sentence, a summer day that turned to gray. We lived in the if and the could have been, just a breath away from staying. I had the ring box in my pocket, you had the keys to our first place. But time became a closing rocket, leaving nothing but the empty space. We were the fire that never quite caught, the lesson that I never thought I'd be taught. So close to the edge of forever, before the ties began to sever. You were my almost, you were my near, the ghost of the life that I held so dear. A beautiful maybe see our future in the strangers I pass, like a flickering movie through broken glass. We almost had Sundays, we almost had names for the children we lose in these memory games. It's the almost that kills me, the nearly that stings, the weight of the silence that a half story brings. If we'd been nothing, it wouldn't be bad, but you're the best thing I nearly had. There's no closure in a bridge that's half built, just a heart full of why and a soul full of guilt. I hate that I know how your laughter begins, but I'll never know how our story ends. You were my almost, you were my near, the ghost of the life that I held so dear. A beautiful maybe that didn't come true, the shadow of everything I saw in you. We reached for the stars, but we tripped on the light. Now I'm left wondering in the middle of the night how two people could be so close to the throne and still end up sleeping alone. So close, we were so close, just a heartbeat away from always. Now you're just a whisper in the hallways, my favorite almost. Goodbye, my almost. I built a fortress out of pride, with iron gates and walls 10 stories high. I had a place for every doubt to hide, and not a single cloud inside my sky. I was the master of my own design, strong enough to stand against the tide, until you put your trembling hand in mine and found the only door I left untied. I had a map for every dangerous road, a way to carry every heavy load, but you were the glitch, the beautiful flaw, the only break in every single law. Because you were my weak spot, you were the tear in the armor I spent a lifetime trying to wear, the one soft place where the blade could go in, the fragile heartbeat beneath the thick skin. I could face the thunder, I could brave the shot, but I crumbled the second I gave you all I got. The world couldn't break me, no matter what it brought, but you were my weak spot. Oh. Now I'm standing in the open air, defenseless since the day you walked away. I try to find the strength that used to be there, but it dissolved in the things you didn't say. It's a hollow victory to be this strong when the only thing I want is to be small, to belong in the arms where I don't belong, and feel the safety of the rise and fall. They say a chain is only as good as its link, and you were the one that made the whole thing sink. I let down the bridge and I lowered the guard. Now the fall is long and the ground is hard. I gave you the key to the center of me, and you left it turning in the lock you see. Because you were my weak spot, you were the tear in the armor I spent a lifetime trying to wear, the one soft place where the blade could go in. Achilles heel, the way you made me feel. I'm made of stone to everyone else, but I'm water when I'm by myself, thinking of you, the only hole in the shield. You were my